Okay, so let's start. I guess you guys remember that in last class I introduced you with the wait a second. Good evening, Sidra. Okay, so in last class we have discussed about few branches of physics where I told you ki we have mechanics, uh,
Dynamic.
electronics, magnetism, electromagnetism, and then there we have thermal physics, electronics, modern physics, so many branches. Okay, and I also told you that in your class 11 the major portion is mechanics, which we're gonna cover, right? So mechanics is further divided into three branches: statics, kinematics, and dynamics, right? As I told you that statics is something where we deal about net forces zero on a body, which means that we are discussing the equilibrium position of the body, which is not there is nothing much to discuss. So our concern or our interest is in two fields. Wait a second. Actually, yeah, exactly. Okay, so we have two kind of branches over here, main two branches. Otherwise, we will have three. Okay, one is kinematics and the other one is dynamics. Can someone tell me the difference in between these two? Huh? Anyone?
Ma'am, kinematics is the study of motion of object and dynamics is the cause of motion of object.
Okay, so yeah, she's right. Harshita, do you want to add something?
Ma'am, kinetics. In kinetics, we study about the subjects regarding motion, displacement, acceleration, and many other. And in dynamics, we study the cause behind their motion, like torque, couple, thrust, pressure, and etc.
Okay, that's very nice. Shikha and Harshita actually concluded in very nicely that in kinematics we deal about the about the motion. We studied the motion, that what is happening in this motion when by applying how much force a body can put into rest or something like that. Okay, we are just concerned about the motion only. We have no uh, queries, or we are not have this thrust ki why this body is in motion. So when we start the searching, we entered in this branch of mechanics. Otherwise, whenever you are studying the motion, then it is your kinematics. When it comes to your chapters, so I could say that kinematics hold chapter 3, which is motion in a straight line, chapter 4, which is motion in a plane, and this dynamics is basically chapter 5. Okay, further ahead there would be a lot of chapters, but the main where you get the introduction is this kind of flow. Okay, so we will discuss this kinematics first. Okay, motion in a straight line, motion in a plane. I divided this kinematics into 3 or 4 lectures. In first lecture we will discuss about the variables of kinematics, variables of motion. In variables of motion, basically these are the basic unit to understand this kinematics. Suppose you are going to learn a language, what would be the first thing that you should know about that language? I guess the alphabets, right? Because the entire word, the entire sentence is going to consist out of them. So you must have the knowledge of letters, alphabets, right? Similarly, when you are going to study the kinematics or dynamics, for that you need to understand the distance, the displacement, and many other factors which are related to these things. Okay, we would call them variables of motion. This is your lecture number 1. In lecture number 2, we will discuss about projectile motion. In lecture number 3, we will discuss about relative motion, and we will do very, very nice questions. You will get the complete crux of these topics. Okay, so let's start with the distance and displacement. So before reading this entire slide, I want you to explain me what is distance, what is displacement, and what do you understand about these two things, or what are the differences in between these things? Okay, okay, Shikha and Harshada. Can anyone tell me besides these two girls? Because I guess they are discussing everything for last classes also, not just this class. So please, I want new kids to yeah. Okay, I got Mantasha. Okay, one more, because there are two things that we are going to discuss. Mantisha and Misbah. That's nice. So, yes, Mantisha, first you will start and then Misbah will continue.
Yes, ma'am. Distance is the longest path, like point A and point B. The longest distance we cover is called distance, and the shortest distance is called displacement.
Cool. Misbah, you want to add something?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone else? Besides, again, Harshda and Shikha? Anyone else? Uh, See, you can write it down also. Yes, Gayatri,
Ma'am, I
please
want
continue with it.
to.
Yeah, Misbah, okay. Then Gayatri, you will continue. First, Misbah. Yeah.
Length of actual path travel in distance. Displacement. Length of shortest path between gain initial and final points.
Okay. Gayatri?
Ma'am, the actual path traveled by object in a given interval of time, and the displacement is the difference between final and initial position of an object given an interval time.
Okay. Yes, Jennifer.
Actual distance traveled by the body is called distance, and shortest distance between initial and final position of the body is called displacement.
Very nice. See, I like this kind of class. Now there are so many kids who want to talk, who are explaining. To be very honest, I don't care at all that whether you are right or not. In the initial sessions of in my classes, I really want you guys just speak. That's it. Right or wrong, this is the secondary thing for me. Obviously, I'm here to tell you ki bhai, this is not correct. You can add this thing also, or you can twist this thing like that. That is something which we can deal secondary, but the primary thing is ki you guys turn on your mic and just do a conversation with me. It really it means a lot to me. So please do that. And you all are correct in your own way. You have defined distance and displacement. That's very nice. That's very cool. Now, let me add my points also. See, distance is the actual path which you covered. It makes no difference whether you are taking 10 rounds, 3 rounds of a circular track. You are going to add that distance, and 3 times or 10 times, whatever the condition you have, right? But displacement is pretty simple. It's said ki, what is your initial position and what is your final position, the shortest distance, or you can say the perpendicular distance between them. And if I'm saying the or, then it is a fact that the shortest distance between 2 points is always the perpendicular distance in between them. Okay. For an example, I draw here 2 points. Let's say this is A and let's say this is point B. And I would tag this A point as initial point and this one is your final position. Okay.
Ma'am,
So there's so many ways by which you can, yeah.
ma'am,
Yes.
for me the screen is not visible.
Yes, Gayatri.
Ma'am, for me the screen is not visible, ma'am.
Okay. Is the screen visible to everyone else, or there is some issue?
Ma'am, screen is
Ma'am,
visible.
visible screen.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay, Gayatri. Then I believe the problem is from your own end. Please refresh it. Okay. And then rejoin the class. Cool.
Okay, ma'am.
Ways by which you can connect these 2 points, right? You can go through this. This is your first path. You can go like this. It is your second path. But if I'm going to discuss the smallest or the shortest distance in between these 2 points, it will always be the perpendicular distance. Always. Okay. Whenever you move towards higher classes, you will get the derivation out of this also. So let's go through this slide also. This slide said ki distance, and this is total movement, obviously, without any regard to direction. Yes. This is a very nice point. There is no discussion or there is no concern about the direction, since distance is a scalar quantity. Okay, we have not to worry about the direction, since distance is a scalar quantity. But when it comes to displacement, we have to be very cautious about the direction, since it's a vector quantity. Okay, and it's an arrow that points from initial position to the final position always. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Initial to
Yes,
final.
ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the basic difference between scalar and vector quantity, besides direction, magnitude, or something? A very basic, a very fundamental one.
These are the physical quantities which are having only magnitude but not direction is called scalar quantities, which is having both magnitude and the direction is called vector quantity.
Okay. Shikha?
Ma'am, distance cannot be zero, but displacement can be zero.
Okay. Harshida? Okay. ठीक है, ठीक है. So you are saying if a physical quantity holds the direction, then it is a vector quantity, right? That is the criteria, because the basic difference as per you, it is that magnitude, the scalar quantity has magnitude, but vector quantity has magnitude as well as direction. Haji Harshda.
Ma'am, we can say that scalar is only one dimensional and vector can be multidimensional.
Okay. See, I think I discussed this with you in units and dimension also, and I think you forget about it. I told you the basic difference between a scalar and vector quantity is that a vector quantity always follows the law of vector addition. The resultant of the vector quantity always varies as per the angle in between two vectors. Right?
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
you have 3 meter, 4 meter distance, two vectors over here. So, if I'm going to change the angle in between these two, the resultant would be different every time. If I'm making 0 degree angle, you will add them. If I'm making 90-degree angle, you will take Pythagoras theorem, right? And if I'm making 180-degree angle in between them, you are going to subtract these vectors. So vector is something which always follows the law of vector addition. Please keep this point in your mind, okay? Because there are so many quantities which have magnitude as well as direction, but still they are not the vector quantities. For an example, current, pressure, they have direction, they have magnitude, but you cannot say that they are vector quantities. Cool. Like you have two wires, one
Yes,
is
ma'am.
carrying 3 ampere, other one is carrying 4 ampere. No matter what is the angle in between two wires, if you add the third wire which is taking current out of from these two wires, it will always 7 ampere. So that's the point. Chali, that's cool. Let's move to the next slide. Distance and displacement. As you guys always say, ki distance. Acha, if I want to put a relation, a symbol, that mathematical symbol in between these two, what it would be? Like greater than, equals to, smaller than, or what?
Greater than
In
and
between
equals
distance.
to.
Very nice. Cool. Distance is always greater than or
Displacement.
equals to. Yes. So whenever you have a one-dimensional motion, right? Whenever you have a one-dimensional motion, it means there is no returning, right? In this situation, distance is equals to displacement. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I think Shikha told me that distance is always positive. It can't be zero, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And displacement can be negative, can be zero, or it can be positive also. Good. Let's practice a question which is a PYQ. Okay. So here we have that a body is moving with a constant speed in a circle of radius 10 meter. The body completes one revolution in 4 seconds. At the end of third second, the displacement of body from its starting point. See, before you start solving this question, I want to give you a trick. Okay, since we are doing a competition prep, so we need tricks. Whenever you have this circular kind of scenario, you need to calculate the distance or the displacement, you can use this trick. So I would write it as trick for circular path, right? So trick for circular path, if you need to calculate distance or displacement, you can use it. So whenever it comes to distance, see, you know the radius of the circular track, right? And the angle it swept in that particular time. When it comes to displacement, it is 2r sine theta by 2. Make sure that this angle is in radian. Okay, so this is the trick. I can prove it also, but that is not my concern for time being, since nobody is going to ask me about the proof in NEET exam. Okay, so you can use these formulas and you can solve this question. I'm going to give you the time and also the poll. So please answer only over there. It is 18:10 right now. And you have 2 minutes to solve this question. Is it okay? Hmm?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Lavanya, you are not supposed to answer in the chat, bacha. I have launched the poll. Kindly answer over there, because if you drop it in chat or tell me while turn your mic on, so there is no just not to solve further, because people were like ki answer to aa gaya, or they will copy it. So please don't drop your answers in the chat box or any other place, because then I would lose the aim of the question then. Okay, time is up and there's only 7 votes, guys. Come on. We are 25. At least vote there 10. Huh? 10 to vote karo. Come on. Okay, so it's done. I'm ending the poll and it's 11 votes there. That's cool. See, I'm showing you the result. You can see it over there. But how many kids select what option? Okay, let's start. So here we have that a body is moving with. Somebody want to ask something?
4.
Okay. So the question one is this. A body is moving with a constant speed. See, radius is 10 meter. The body completes one revolution in 4 seconds. This is very important. It says that a body covers one revolution in 4 seconds. It means in 4 seconds, body completes the, body travel the 2 pi angle, the entire circle. In 1 second, it would be pi by 2. And in 3 seconds, it would be 3 pi by 2. I need to calculate the displacement. Okay. So displacement would be displacement. It would be 2r sine theta by 2. And 2 into 10 sine. See, theta is 3 pi by 2. You cannot put 135 degree, right? Because I said the angle is supposed to be in radians only. So 3 pi by 2, and there is 1 2 also. So it is going to be 3 pi by 4, right? I guess
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can write it as pi minus pi by 4. 3 pi by 4 can be written as pi minus pi by 4, right? And you know, as per the quadrant system, when you entered into second quadrant, then sign is going to be positive. Since it is pi, so you don't need to change the trigonometric ratio. It would be 20 sine pi by 4. And sine pi by 4 is something that I know. What is the value of sine 45 degree? 1 by root 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Solve it like this. And you will get 10 root 2 meter as your answer. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Your option D is 10 root 2. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, sorry. That's cool. Let's come to the average velocity. Okay. Previously, we have discussed about two things, distance and displacement. When you take the rate of their change, you will get two further, two further variables. One is the speed and the other one is velocity. So what I'm saying that you have distance and the other quantity that you, I don't know why it is going like this. The other thing is
Displacement. Ma'am, you are not audible.
okay. Yeah, distance and displacement. Okay, we have two things. I'm saying that just divide this quantity. Arey yaar. Total distance traveled upon total time taken, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This is known as speed. But if you divide displacement with the time, you will get velocity. And it is rate of change of displacement. Rate of change of displacement. Okay. See, in the physics, whenever you get this rate of change something now, 99% in 99% cases, you will get divided by time. Okay. Whether it is rate of change of velocity, it is going to be acceleration, and acceleration is what? Change of velocity by time. So whenever you have this rate of something now, in 99% cases, there is going to be a term which contains division of time. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
this is velocity. Okay. Make sure that you always remember this point. It is change of velocity, not velocity. Change of velocity by time. Okay. This is the speed and velocity. We have two types of speed and velocity, but I really want to discuss the basic principle in between in these classifications. We have of something called average and something called instantaneous. As per their name suggests, instantaneous means it is associated with an instant, right? Where dt tends to 0. But whenever you have a duration, and I'm not saying that duration is just 1 second or 2 seconds or 3, it could be anything. But if you have from 0 to 1, this thing, a duration, you will always calculate the average, whether it's speed or velocity or acceleration, for that discussion, for that matter. Is that okay? Right?
Can you repeat?
Yes, ma'am.
I said we have two things. One is average and the other one is instantaneous. Instantaneous is something that is related to an instant, where dt tends to 0. But the average is associated with the duration. Suppose a question goes like this: ki from 0 second to 1 second, what is the velocity? So you will go with average velocity. But if I ask you ki find the velocity at second or the fourth second, then I'm only concerned about the fourth second. I have no concern what is going to happen in from 0 to 3 second or from 0 to 4 second. I just want to discuss the fourth second. For an example, you are driving a car, and let's say, just for fun, I break that, that brake or clutch wala thing. Just watching TV serials, and that's it. All the scenario is, so you are driving a car. I took the brake cable out, and I just called you and I asked you, ki, what is the velocity? What is this velocity at this time? So what is going to do? You will tell me the reading from the speedometer, right? Whatever that velocity, whatever that reading, it is associated or it is dedicated to particular that instant. So that is your instantaneous velocity. But if I said ki you start from this point to that point, you take 10 minutes for an example. So it is something that I'm talking about the duration. So whenever duration is involved, go with the average. Whenever there is a discussion about an instant, go with the instantaneous concepts. Is that cool?
Yes, ma'am.
Because if it is,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. So if it is okay to you, because from here onwards, we will just discuss about the types. Average speed matlab is speed involving in a duration. Okay. Instantaneous speed
Yes, ma'am.
means speed at a particular instant. Similarly, this discussion goes with velocity and with acceleration also. So if you understand the basic idea of average and instantaneous as per the English point of view, a language point of view, you will get the idea of physics also. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool.
Yes,
So it's
ma'am.
average velocity, I guess. Okay. Again, displacement is a vector quantity. So velocity is also a vector quantity. Okay. This is also a vector quantity. But speed is a scalar quantity. Okay. ठीक है? बोलो बोलो बोलो.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. Should I write something else? See, there is one more thing. If I said that distance is equals to displacement, this is something that I gave you in the question. If distance is equals to displacement, then average speed is equals to average velocity. Okay. Let's come to instantaneous velocity. When delta t tends to 0, then we will talk about instantaneous velocity, and this is nothing but ds by dt. Okay, it is nothing but ds by dt. Instantaneous velocity is also known as the slope of st graph. Can someone explain me what is the slope? What do you mean by slope?
The curve of the graph.
The curve of the graph. Okay. I think one else? Come on, this is something that you have already studied in class 10th. So it makes no difference whether you took the bio or maths or anything else, you know this thing. What is the slope? Hmm? See, you need to tell me, ki, ma'am, we have no idea or we know the thing. Because the basic thing is make the conversation. Batao?
Ma'am, slope, ma'am, slope is a curve that lies on x-axis and y-axis.
Okay. Okay, okay.
We can define it as the ratio of rise over run.
Yeah, can you please come again?
Ma'am, the ratio of rise over run.
Okay,
First, the ratio of y-axis and x.
okay. Yes, it is y by x. Oh, it is y by x. For an example, see, now I'm going to explain. There is a graph. Let's say this one. First, I will learn to how to draw a straight line. Hmm. Okay. Normally, this would be x-axis. This is the y-axis, right? And here we have a curve. Let's say this particular, let's say a straight line. Okay. We have this straight line. So the angle it is making with the positive x-axis. Theta is what? Angle of the straight line, angle in between the straight line and the positive x-axis. Be very clear about this positive thing because there is negative x-axis also. You can never consider this angle as your theta. Okay, this is not theta. Always the angle in between straight line and the positive x-axis is known as theta, no matter whether your line is like this also. Even in this situation, this is your theta. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this slope is tan theta. We represent slope by m also. As you know, tan is something which is perpendicular by base. So as per the definition, if you are going to draw a perpendicular like this, so this is your y and this is your x. From here, you will get this y by x thing. Okay? This everything is slope. If I said that this y is nothing but the displacement and this x is nothing but the t, then whatever the tan theta you will get, whatever the m you will get, whatever the y by x you will get, it is velocity. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Akka? Okay. I believe that you know that equation of a straight line. What is the straight line equation? Y is equals to mx plus
3x.
c. Okay, mx plus c, where m is the slope and this c is called as intercept. Do you know about intercept? Okay. Whatever I'm going to write over this slide, just take the screenshot because I will delete that. Okay. I will delete the annotation that whatever I'm doing over here. See, you can have various kind of graphs. Some graph could be like this. Can you see this portion? When your x-axis is 0, when the x coordinate is 0, y has some value. This is called intercept. Okay, this is called intercept. It can be 0. If a line goes like this, then it is 0. Okay, I will make 2-3 lines over here. If your curve is like yellow wala, then it is 0 intercept. And if your curve is making some angle like this, okay, there are 3 different lines. Is it visible to you? This is your first, second, and third line. Okay. The Are you getting this thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this first curve has a positive intercept. This C2, it means the second wala line has zero intercept. The third line has a negative intercept. Is that okay?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh shit. Did you take the screenshot? Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ले लिया था? Okay. Kindly share that screenshot within the group so that everyone could have it. I'm going to
Okay,
delete
ma'am.
it. Okay. Take care. That's it. Now, can somebody explain me what is average speed? Because I have discussed what is the speed. I have already told you what do you mean. What do we mean by average? So, can you tell me what is average speed? Hmm?
Ma'am, it is the ratio of total distance traveled to total time taken.
Okay. Very good, Harshda. Exactly, this total distance upon.
Total time.
Total time.
Yes. Let me write it down over here. You all are right. It is total distance by total time taken. Right? See, average speed has two very famous variety of questions. One is known as n equal intervals, and the other one is n equal distance. Okay, let me explain the this category. When it comes to n equal intervals, basically it means n equal time intervals. Okay, so let's say you started from this position A and you reached this position B. Let's say this distance or this journey you covered total in 10 hours. Okay, you take 10 hours to cover this journey. Now it's you who is in the journey and I am somewhere here at the home. Okay, this is me. I am calling you after every 1 hour and I'm asking you what is the distance that you have covered. So you said ki ma'am we have covered S1. Okay, let's say you start your journey around 10 a.m. and then I ask you at 11 a.m. Then I'm going to ask you at 12, then at 13, 14, and so on. So are you getting the point? I divided this entire journey into equal time intervals and I'm calculating the corresponding distance that you covered in those durations. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in this situation, the average speed can be calculated as S1 plus S2 up to Sn divided by n. N is the number of the intervals that I took or that I break the entire journey into. Now let's come to this n equal distance. Again, let's say you started from here and you have reached over here. Now, I am also, moving with you, let's say. Now, I am also with you. After every equal distance, for example, this entire journey is of 100 kilometers. After every 10 kilometer, I am asking you about the time. After every 10 kilometer. So here I have divided the entire journey into equal intervals of distance. Here it is an equal time interval and here I am dividing it into equal distances. Okay. In this situation, the average speed can be written as n divided by 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2 plus 1 by v3 and up to 1 by vn. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Pakka? Is it clear to everyone? These two are the most famous or most repetitive, categories out of this topic. Okay, that's cool. Let's come to a question then. It is a question of year 1991. I know it's too old, but okay, we have a question. So let's solve this question. I'm going to give you the time. It's 1834 right now. Wait a second. It's 1834 right now. You have 2 minutes to solve this question. I am going to launch the poll. Please do not answer in the chat box.
Ma'am, shall we give answer in chat box?
No, beta. I have launched the poll. See, it is live also. Please answer
Ma'am,
over
but
there.
there are no options for
15
this question.
kilometers per hour.
Oh,
Ma'am,
you
there are
don't
no
have
options.
options. Yeah. Wait a second. I'm giving you the options. Okay. Wait a
15
second.
kilometers per hour. Ma'am, option B is the right answer.
See, Kiran, I have launched the poll, beta. You need to answer over. You are supposed to answer over the poll only. Okay, Kiran. Do you guys know how to how to answer over the poll?
Yes,
पता है
ma'am.
आपको?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Does everyone know about it? Okay. So please use the poll. देखो point is this कि if you answer in chat box or like this कि mic on करके, then other students will not solve the question or they will copy the answer, right? So that is something which we don't want to do. Otherwise, what is the point of posting a question, na? See, now I'm getting the votes for option B only. It took a lot of time to, take out these questions and everything. Please answer over the poll only. Okay. And Kiran, yes, you are right, beta. It's option B. Very good. These clappings are for you. That's cool. And there are so many kids. Actually, you don't worry कि I don't get your name or something because I have the entire data of these polls. After the class ends, I will get the Excel sheet where I have the data key which kid answer which option. Okay. So yeah, I'm ending the poll. Let's solve this one. This question goes like this: क्या bus traveling the first 1/3 distance? Okay, see here we have n equal distance intervals, right? We have n equal distance intervals. So they are saying 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Okay. So I said ki let we have this s distance. The s third is covered in by 10 kilometer per hour. The other s third by 20 and the other one is by 60. Just solve this. So this is first thing that I'm going by the concept and then I will use the trick also. This is method 1. Try to solve it. I guess we can take LCM like this, right? and this s would going to be eliminate. 30 will be in numerator. You will take the LCM 12 over here. No, 6 would work. Take 6 as your LCM. It is 6 plus 3 plus 1. 6 and 3, 9, 9 plus 1 is 10. So it is 18 kilometer per hour. Right? This is your method 1, which is by the concept. I have already tell you this trick. So you can use this trick also, which would be your method 2nd. By trick. Okay. V average would be n. N is the number of interval. I guess 3. Now, 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2. So it's 1 by 10 plus 1 by 20 and plus 1 by 60. Solve it, beta. 60 would be the LCM. 6 plus 3 plus 1. And this would become 3 into 60 divided by 9 plus 1, 10. Again, it is 18 kilometer per hour. Is that okay?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Your option B is correct. Very nice. Okay, let's move to the another question. Question number 3. It is a previous year of 2018. Previous year question of 2018. Again, I'm going to give you the answers. Please answer over there only. Okay, you have 4 options over here. I'm going to launch a poll. बेटा एक बार कंफर्म कर दो पोल लॉन्च हो गया ना आपको लाइव है पोल
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, guys, you have 1 more minute to solve this question. At 18:43, I will end the poll.
हेलो मैम, मोहित बोल रहे थे। एक बार स्टूडेंट्स को बोल देना कि कोई जाएगा नहीं, हम एक बार अटेंडेंस शो कर देंगे बच्चों को। जो भी बच्चे की अटेंडेंस नहीं लगी होगी वो साथ के साथ ही लगवा लेंगे।
ठीक है बेटा आप लोग ना क्लास के बाद रुक जाइएगा प्लीज स्टे आफ्टर द क्लास ठीक है वी आर हियर मोहित सर हु विल शो यू द अटेंडेंस एंड यू कैन आस्क हिम कि सर मेरी नहीं हुई है प्लीज मार्क माय अटेंडेंस आल्सो ही विल हेल्प यू विद द अटेंडेंस इशू इज दैट ओके
Okay,
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
that's cool okay so I'm ending the poll over here and I got 11 votes ठीक है that's cool okay 12 votes I'm showing you the result. Okay, let's start with this question. This question says कि a car covers AB distance. Okay, we would say this point is A and this point would be B. The first one third. See again, here we have n equal distance intervals, right? We will just focus on this thing. We have n equal time intervals or n equal distance intervals. If I have n equal distance intervals, so I know that V average would be n 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2 plus 1 by V3. I guess you got the three equal parts. And they said one third at velocity V1, second third at velocity V2, third one at velocity V3. Then they give you the relation between V1, V2, and V3. So I think we can first go with V1 plus V2, V3. V1 is 11. Okay, just put the 11 over here. V2 is twice of V1, which means 22. And V3 is thrice of V1, which is 33. Okay, can you solve this expression? I think again I should take the LCM as 66. It would be 6, it would be 3, it would be 2. And 3 into 66 divided by 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 2 is 11. It would be 6, and again it is 18 meter per second. See, this is just a coincidence that we are getting 18 back to back the answers. So it's option B, 18 meter per second. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, I guess the time is done. Time is up. We will discuss acceleration in next class. And be prepared in next class. I will take, 30 minutes more. So usually you have 5:45 to 6:45, right? But on Friday, we will start our class from 5:45 and we will end it about 7:15 or 7:30 for that matter. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much for being so nice. It really means a lot. Please do not leave the meeting. Mohit sir will take you further with the attendance. Okay.